Today's episode was called Absolute Cancer, and I kind of liked it. I don't know if I liked it because the other ones were so bad, so by comparison, this was good. But it did fix a couple of the problems I've been whining about, and we're going to get to those. I want to start with the negatives first for once, and then we can finish on the positives. I hate the science lady. Like, the science lady, if you watch a lot of social justice TV shows, or you read a lot of social justice comics, or you play a lot of social justice video games, you find that trope of a character. The character that everyone says she's smart, but she never actually does something smart, and she's socially awkward. I am so sick and tired of socially awkward characters to the point that when I see them on screen, I automatically despise them. I hope she dies. I hope she dies on the Borg cube. I hope she dies in space. I hope she dies on a planet. I just hope she dies. Give her a red shirt, please. Please, for the love of God, give her a red shirt, because I cannot stand her anymore. It's the same like that dorky chick from Discovery, where, like, literally, she is obnoxious, insufferable. I do not like these characters. I genuinely don't. And they're always female. I don't know why. Like, why do you do this? What's the point? You know, why do we constantly have the smarter than everyone female that says dumb shit and is also socially awkward? They did this to the Doctor as well in Doctor Who. Like, the Doctor, who has been traveling through time and interacted with thousands of people, just happens to be socially awkward when he's a woman. It's like, just stop it. Stop. I don't know who writes these characters. Is this, like, do they put socially awkward people to write characters? Because maybe that's it. Like, if you're a socially awkward person, you don't know how to write anything else. So maybe that's one of the things. But anyway, right, I hate her. Maybe you like her. Maybe you're different than me. I hate her. With a passion. Hope she dies on the Borg cube, as I mentioned. Now, moving on. What else did I dislike? Well, the fact that the writers mentioned that this has to be about Brexit, that they're forcing this narrative that makes no sense within the universe. Like, Picard is one of the few people that wanted to help the Romulans from dying. And yet the Romulans hate it. That makes no freaking sense. Like, it's so forced. Honestly, I get it. Like, they're making, like, these excuses. It's like, oh, you promised, but you didn't keep the promise or whatever. Like, come on. He's literally like the only person you shouldn't hate. It makes no sense. The only thing is that the writers are pushing this so hard that it's like trying to put a triangle in a circle hole. Why did you have to make it about Brexit? Or if you do want to make it about Brexit, just make something that has some sense so I can understand why people hate Picard. But so far I just see an old man just going, oh, hello, hi, how is that? And everyone is like, you know, like, I don't like watching that. Honestly, I generally don't. But anyway, right, so another thing that didn't make sense is towards the end, like, Picard is in the monastery, and he says, like, he's got 7 minutes to beam him up. So he does a Usain Bolt, I assume, because he manages to go down from the monastery within 7 minutes into the town, and starts drama for nothing. Like, he knows he's going to be beamed up in less than 7 minutes. Let's say 5. Let's say he Usain Bolted in 2 minutes from the monastery into the bar, okay? So he's got like 5 minutes left on the planet. So what does he do? He goes into a bar to start up shit. Because the bar was for Romulans only, and he goes there, he picks up the plaque, throws it away, and it's like, oh, I'm the human and I'm going to break stereotype and break boundaries, and I'm just going to sit here, fuck you, that's why. So he gets in a fight, and I'm like, what? The Picard of old wouldn't do that. Like, first of all, he would respect the culture on the planet. If the culture is racist, then tough shit, that's what you have to respect, alright? Like, that's at least how I got it from the other Star Trek and the Enterprise. At least they would respect the laws on the planet they're on, even if they disagree with them, right? But still, so he forces this conflict, and then this guy wants to kill him, because, like, he's an old man, and this black gentleman, which is a Romulan, gives him a sword and starts dueling him. It's like, might as well just cut off his head at that point. Like, he's an old man. What the fuck is that? It's not even in the same weight category as you. What are you doing? And like, when I saw Picard starting to parry a couple of blows, I was like, oh, come on. You know, like, come on. Like, look how old he is. The man almost died in episode 1 while going up some stairs. So, that was like the thing that I found negative. in this episode. But the other thing is like everything was positive. I liked it, okay? Because I constantly complain about the fact that all of the cultures are basically human. That, you know, you don't have like Romulans acting like Romulans. You don't have Klingons acting like Klingons. You don't. Everyone is acting the same. Like the Romulans speak with an Irish accent. They don't have. So in this one, no. Apparently, we have now Romulan non-assassins. Like I was actually drinking my coffee when I was watching that, and I spilled it. You know, like that was a little bit too much for me. It took me by surprise. But apparently, no, they have the way of absolute cancer, which is to constantly talk about your emotions and constantly say your stuff. Because in the beginning, it didn't make sense. It shows Picard going to this monastery and talking to these ladies, and there was this kid there, and they all were ripping into the kid. It's like, yeah, we love him, but we want him to fuck off. Yeah, we don't like him here. It's like, but the kid is right there. The kid is right there. Why are you doing this? Why are you being so obnoxious? Like, that's uncalled for. But then you find out, it's like, no, that's how they deal things on that planet. They just say their emotions. You know, like every time they feel something, they have to express it. So that's why they were bullying this kid. And it was like this heartwarming moment with Picard reading to this kid some poetry. I think it was like the Three Musketeers. And it shows some of Patrick Stewart's acting abilities, because he got really enticed into the story when the kid asked him, like, what is padding? I'll show you tomorrow. So I really like that. I genuinely did, and I wish there was more of it. Like, I don't understand this obsession with everything having to be about action. Like, I'm telling you, I'm watching The Next Generation again. And I thought that I can rip off into almost all of the episodes nowadays from TV shows, like nothing makes sense. But there are episodes in The Next Generation that I literally don't have a single thing to complain about. Like nothing. It makes everything make sense. It's like it's a coherent story. It's logical, consistent. There's nothing I can tear into. And honestly, most of The Next Generation is just about people talking. It's like Game of Thrones. Game of Thrones, the first seasons, the ones that were good, was just people talking. Very little action. Had some action, you know, in a couple of episodes, but overall, it was just people talking. Why can't we have that? Oh, I know, because you need good writers in order to get that. You actually need people that are social individuals and that they think and they like to interact with people, which clearly is not the case for these writers. But anyway, right, so this is one of the things that I like, that finally they're getting an alien that's actually an alien. Like this Romulan guy, which is like a ninja swordsman elf. He even has an elvish name. I think it's Elron or something like that. And yeah, he managed to decapitate the black dude with one strike. Now, the thing that I really like is that finally we get to see Picard being upset that someone died. Because throughout the show, you know, Picard keeps talking about how lives are important and how he tried to save Romulan lives. But people keep dropping around him like flies, and he doesn't give a shit. He sees Daj going around butchering a couple of Romulans, and I'm not saying that he shouldn't allow it to happen because it was self-defense, but at least I would like him to see him a little bit bummed out about it. Like the old Picard would always try to find another way. Or when he gets his house attacked, he doesn't seem bummed out about it. Doesn't say, well, I wish there was another way, or if only we could have done things differently. But now finally, he actually says, you shouldn't have killed that man. I disagree. It's not cool what you did. So it does show that he does actually care about lives. So I don't know who wrote this episode, but it definitely seems to be a lot better than the previous two. Or previous three, actually. So yes, I like the addition of the Romulan male ninja monk, or whatever he is. And then at the end, I forgot to mention something that I didn't like. It was the space battle, which wasn't bad in itself. The problem with the space battle is that Picard was just staying there and watching. Like, why are you taking away from the main character of the show? He should have given instructions. He should have been like, take the ship closer to the planetary defense and, okay, now pull it up. And then, you know, like the other guy would have slammed into the shield or something. That's what the old Picard would have done. Like, he wouldn't have just sit there and watched. He's a strategic genius. He has the Picard maneuver and other bullshit up his ass, right? But no, right? Apparently, he was just sitting there, and a lot of people are complaining that despite the fact that the show is called Picard, he usually takes a backseat. Now, in this episode, he really didn't, except for the most important thing. And I get it, like they want to have other characters shine and have other characters like show that they can do their own thing. But this wasn't the moment. Like you're in a battle. That's where Picard would shine at. So they get rescued by Seven of Mamacita. I was like, wow, really? Seven of Mamacita. Now, I don't know if Seven of Mamacita is going to stay in the show. Like, I hope she does. I hope she's not just a passing character that only shows up for 1 or 2 episodes. I hope they're going to have her more. Because that would be great. You know, I would really enjoy it, and I hope they don't ruin her. I genuinely hope they don't ruin her character. Which I'm probably thinking that they will. Because now I'm hyped, you know. All you had to do was to show me a 7 of Mamacita, and I'm like, okay, no, this is interesting. Want to see what's up. I didn't know that she knows Picard, so clearly they have some history. It's going to be interesting to explore that aspect. She never met Picard in Voyager, did she? I don't think she did. I think... yeah, she never interacted with anyone from the Enterprise as far as I know. So that's going to be interesting. But it's possible they did after several years. And it's possible that everyone knows who she is, considering the fact that she was on a ship which managed to explore the Delta Quadrant. Yeah, so other than that, the Borg Cube, again, like the romance between them is meh, in my opinion. I generally don't care about it. I'm not into romance, to be honest, and the Borg Cube is all about the romance. I cringed when it's like, I'm going to show you a Borg tradition, and I'm like, no, please don't ruin the Borg. No, please, for the love of God. But apparently he was joking, and I was like, oh, he didn't ruin the tradition. Oh my God. But the only part that I cringed was like he was sitting in the bed, and the Romulan chick sister was strangling him, and it's like, why not punch her in the face? Like she's next to you. Your arms are free. She's trying to choke you. Punch her in the face. You have the ability. You make a fist and you punch her in the face. But apparently he didn't. So okay. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Apparently, like she's the destroyer or something, mumbo jumbo. We're going to experience that more in a later episode. So overall, this was the best episode that I have seen from the entire Picard series. I don't know if this says a lot or not. But at least it has the premise to build up. Like, now they have Romulan, now they have 7 of Mamacita. Hopefully the science lady dies, and we're going to have something better. Oh yeah, and he said the thing last episode. I forgot to mention it. He said energize. It's like, it was cringe. I don't know, it was cringe. It's just because it wasn't his ship, wasn't the crew I'm used to. The chair wasn't behind him. Does he even have a captain chair? I don't know. But apparently he gets to say energize, but he doesn't get to give combat advice. I mean, that would be more important. And finally, they're reusing the set with his vineyard. It's like, really? You really like that set so much. You invested so much into that set that you want to bring it aboard the ship. Fine, who am I to disagree? But yeah, let me know what you think, and I'll see you guys in the comment section.